Source TP-Link. Best Wi-Fi Extender 2022. Boost your wireless network. Android Central 2022. If you're dealing with frustrating Wi-Fi dead zones and upgrading your router isn't an option, the best Wi-Fi extenders should solve the issue. A range extender is a Wi-Fi booster adding more Wi-Fi coverage to your existing network without running an Ethernet line. It can also act as a middleman for devices with reduced Wi-Fi range. The TP-Link RE500X is the best overall range extender thanks to Wi-Fi 6 speeds, 1 mesh compatibility, and a compact design. Still, we have laid out different extender types to fit every scenario. Best overall TP-Link RE500X. Source TP-Link. The TP-Link RE500X is a compact Wi-Fi extender with a simple design that makes it easy to plug in and forget about. It supports Wi-Fi 6 for those that have already upgraded to the newer tech and still works with 802.11 AC devices. This extender has a maximum throughput of 300 megabits per second at 2.4 GHz and 1200 Mbps at. Keep in mind that the extender must share this wireless connection with devices and the router backhaul, so even though the RE500X has an AX1800 wireless connection, you won't even see that full speed result in a speed test. Still, for the most part, connections on this extender should have more than enough speed for 4K streaming, video conferencing, and browsing. Just be sure to put it in place within the range of your router. On the side, there is an Ethernet port you can use for wired devices and a source to use RE505X as an access point. That means if you have your home wired with Ethernet, you can use this extender as a Wi-Fi booster without thinking about the signal to the main router. Finally, if you have a TP-Link router with one mesh, you can keep your single Wi-Fi name with faster switching for devices between the router and extender. Pros, cons, best overall. TP-Link RE500X Wi-Fi Extender Internet Booster. A great value with Wi-Fi 6. The TP-Link RE500X is a compact AX1500 Wi-Fi 6 range extender that can even mesh with other TP-Link routers. Best value TP-Link RE220. Source TP-Link. If you're looking to add some stability to your Wi-Fi without needing a ton of speed, the TP-Link RE220 is an excellent option with 802.11 AC, Wi-Fi 5. Wireless with speeds up to AC 750. The speed breaks down into 433 megabits per second at 5 GHz and 300 megabits per second at 2.4 GHz. This extender can also operate in TP-Link's high-speed mode, which dedicates one of the bands to connect to your router with the other reserved for your Wi-Fi devices. With a compact size and no external antennas, this Wi-Fi extender aims to fill in an area with a spotty signal rather than covering a significant portion of your home. With an Ethernet port on the bottom, this is a great way to get a wired device connected like a desktop computer while avoiding adding antennas to the back of your PC or desk. Pros, cons, best value. TP-Link RE220. Compact Wi-Fi for a great price. Fill in dead zones and add an Ethernet port to a room with the TP-Link RE220. With AC 750 Wi-Fi, it has the speed for most browsing. Best Wi-Fi 6 upgrade, Netgear Nighthawk EAX80. Sourced Netgear. If you're looking for a fast Wi-Fi 6 extender that can keep up with your fast Wi-Fi 6 router, the Netgear Nighthawk EAX80 is an excellent option with AX6000 speeds with 8 Wi-Fi streams and a dual-band connection. This router has a throughput of 1.2 gigabits per second at 2.4 GHz and 4.8 gigabits per second at 5 GHz, thanks to a 160 MHz band. With so much speed and power, the Nighthawk may be your primary source for Wi-Fi rather than a simple Wi-Fi booster. 4 gigabit Ethernet ports on the back also let you connect many wired devices with Wi-Fi 6 speeds. This extender has a desktop design nearly the size of a standard router, making this a good choice for an entertainment center or home office, but overkill for standard web browsing and most streaming at 1080p or lower. However, if you already have a compatible Netgear Nighthawk router with Nighthawk Mesh, you can use this extender with a single Wi-Fi name and easier configuration. It's the best Wi-Fi extender for someone who pays for top internet speeds but doesn't get consistent performance when far away from the router. Pros, cons, best Wi-Fi 6 upgrade, Netgear Nighthawk EAX80. The Nighthawk EAX80 has plenty of speed for anything with enough Ethernet ports to connect 4 wired devices. Best mesh compatible, ASUS RPAX56. Source ASUS. The ASUS RPAX56 is like many other compact Wi-Fi 6 range extenders with an AX1800 dual-band connection, but it has powerful software features. The connection breaks down to 574 megabits per second at 2.4 GHz and 1200 Mbps at 5 GHz. This extender will work with any other router, including older Wi-Fi 5 routers, but it really shines With a Wi-Fi 6 ASUS router, the RPA-X56 is a great partner for some of the best Wi-Fi 6 routers, but if you use it with an ASUS router, you get the benefits of AI Mesh. AI Mesh allows you to use this extender as a mesh node for an ASUS Wi-Fi router, including Zen Wi-Fi mesh systems. So even if you're using it with another brand, it can be easily set up and managed with the ASUS Router app. If you have an ASUS router, this is one of the best options to add some coverage without manually configuring new wireless settings on any of your devices. Instead, they will connect to the strongest signal available. Pros, cons, best mesh compatible, ASUS RPA-X56. Compact expansion with AI Mesh built in. The ASUS RPA-C1900 is a solid desktop-style range extender with wired ports that work with any router but works best with AI Mesh. Best Powerline Wi-Fi Extender, TP-Link AV1300 Powerline Extender, TLWPA8631P. Source TP-Link. The TP-Link AV1300 Powerline Extender is a great fit for those that need Wi-Fi coverage beyond a signal-killing obstacle like a concrete wall. The sender will be positioned near your router and connected via Ethernet. The receiver will take that signal and turn it into an AC1200 connection. That's 300 megabits per second at 2.4 GHz and 867 megabits per second at 5 GHz. While the whole thing depends on the connection speed over the power lines in your home, the maximum transmission speed of 1,300 megabits per second means you'll more than likely have plenty of speed for just about anything short of gaming. Gaming on a power line connection is not a great idea due to the amount of interference on power lines. While you'll have enough speed and a low enough ping to get started, monetary spikes can hurt the experience in a competitive game. The power line transmission speed is also dependent on the quality of your wiring and the amount of electrical interference from things with AC motors like air conditioning systems. This model is also compatible with TP-Link's One Mesh software, so you can use it with a One Mesh compatible router like the Archer AX21 for seamless roaming between the extender and your primary router. Pros, cons, best Powerline Wi-Fi Extender, TP-Link AV1300 Powerline Extender, TLWPA8631P. Send your connection over your existing wires. This Powerline adapter with a Wi-Fi extender is a great way to connect when there isn't enough Wi-Fi signal to extend. Best coverage, Linksys RE9000. Source, Linksys. Thanks to its desktop design and 4 antennas sticking out of each corner, the Linksys RE9000 looks more like a traditional Wi-Fi router than an extender. This bulky design has the specs to back it up with a tri-band Wi-Fi connection maxing out at AC 3000. This speed is broken down to 400 megabits per second at 2.4 GHz, 866 megabits per second on 1.5 GHz band, and 1733 megabits per second on the other 5 GHz bands. One of these 5 GHz bands is always connected to the base router, allowing for a consistent and stable connection. This extender also has support for MU-MIMO, which allows it to handle many wireless devices without delay, and 4 gigabit Ethernet ports allow you to connect your home office or entertainment center with ease. Moreover, these connections are kept fast since the RE9000 has one band dedicated to transmitting data to and from the router. Pros, cons, best coverage, Linksys RE9000 AC 3000 MU-MIMO Wi-Fi range extender. Tons of extra coverage at AC 3000 speeds. With 4 gigabit Ethernet ports, AC 3000 speeds, and tri-band Wi-Fi, the Linksys RE9000 can provide coverage to your network. Bottom line, some homeowners don't want to upgrade the free router given by their internet provider. Others did upgrade their router but still get frustrated by its performance the further you move from it. Regardless, the best Wi-Fi extenders assist your router by boosting its coverage and capacity, whether you need something fast, a ton of coverage, or just enough for browsing the web. If possible, pick an extender that will work with some mesh capability in your routers, such as ASUS AI Mesh or TP-Link's One Mesh. It's also a good idea to get an extender that's fast enough for your devices, and at this point you should be buying an extender that at least supports 802.11 AC. Wi-Fi 6 is an excellent option for many people since many new devices are coming equipped with Wi-Fi 6 capabilities, and if you're planning to upgrade your router, you should go with one of the best Wi-Fi 6 routers around. Overall, the TP-Link RE500X is the best option for most people, thanks to its fast speed and support for the newest wireless tech. If an extender improves your signal but not your speed, consider starting fresh with a mesh system. Our router versus mesh networking guide breaks down which users will benefit most from upgrading your entire system. Credits the team that worked on this guide. Samuel Contreras. When Samuel is not writing about networking and carriers, he spends most of his time researching computer components and obsessing over what CPU goes into the ultimate Windows 98 computer. It's the Pentium 3. We may earn a commission for purchases using our links. Learn more. Mount your Nest. Snag one of these mounts and put your Nest Wi-Fi anywhere in your home. You'll likely want to end up mounting your Nest Wi-Fi at some point in time, as it will provide an easy way to hide those pesky cables. These are the best mounts that you can get for the Nest Wi-Fi today. Faster with 6G HZ. These Android phones support Wi-Fi 6E. Wi-Fi 6E routers are making their way onto the market, and Android is the first platform to embrace the technology, with several high-end devices already offering full support. Another perk to consider, Wi-Fi 6E uses newly available 6 GHz spectrum to improve the speed and capacity of Wi-Fi 6. Here's our list of Android phones that support Wi-Fi 6E. Wi-Fi everywhere. Instead of buying an Eero mesh router, check out these alternatives. Looking for an alternative to Eero's mesh Wi-Fi routers? There are a few great options to choose from.